How you doing? Welcome back, Stuart, to the Rant Network. Everybody, as you know, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. We rant about all the topics that, why should anybody else deal with it? Especially the left-wing media that hates, reality, likes to deal with fake news and emotions and woke and all the rest of that garbage that we've been talking about for the while. But Stuart's back from vacation. Stuart, hope you had a good time.
I got to tell you, you would think the way, it's been portrayed on TV that there's this new strain and that how the world is coming to an end. I just flew on a plane like a sardine in again, nice seats. But I think the funny part is I hit this airport called Dulles, which is in D.C., if any of you don't know where that is, which is the nation's capital, where they seem to be spewing all kinds of, oh no, we're shutting the city down, we're shutting the country down. And when I got to Dulles, you have to clear customs when you come back into the country. And you want to know, I've got a picture of nothing but sardines in the line to go through customs, right? It is hilarious. All right, David, we got lots.
I got you. We'll talk about
for another day.
We'll talk about the misrepresentation of COVID as we usually do. But folks, let's talk about today. And if you've actually been paying attention to the news or actually paying attention to the Rant Network, forget the news. When Stuart and I started this Rant Network a few months ago, one of the first rants Stuart did on his own, actually, I wasn't available at the time, was on shame, Governor Cuomo. His mishandling of the nursing homes and his mishandling of numbers. And I mean, the guy got an Emmy. He pissed on the media. Everybody called him a darling. He was going to fight Trump. He may be a presidential candidate. This SOB was portrayed as godlike. And then we went on another rant when we found out that 11 women accused him of sexual harassment, misrepresentation, and so on and so forth. But again, the media didn't want to report this because, again, the darling that he is, what are you going to do? The guy's actually not about, just not a real guy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? The Attorney General yesterday absolutely fried him that all the accusations apparently are fact, and that the district attorney said that Governor Cuomo could face criminal charges in this case. However, guess what? Do you think that Governor Cuomo said he was going to resign? No, he's going to fight it because above everybody else, even though, even though the president of the United States called for his resignation, other members of his party called for resignation, both in state and in government and in federal government. And at the end of the day, Governor Cuomo said, I'm not resigning. I'm going to fight it because none of this is fact. Meanwhile, his pissant brother, who's on CNN, who likes to talk about how his values are superior to everybody else's and that he's above everyone and he's going to teach you about values, goes on rant after rant after rant about how great and how wonderful he is. And yet he was told back in March that he was inappropriately cooperating with his brother. What does he end up doing? He says, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then the Attorney General's report comes out and says, Cuomo keeps doing it. His brother keeps doing it. And instead of being apologetic on his show yesterday, what does he do? Stuart, he goes after your governor again on the mishandling of COVID because he says we shouldn't focus on this. We should focus on the COVID. Stuart, do the Cuomo brothers need a 2x4 to the head?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I don't believe in violence. And we shouldn't take a 2x4 to anyone's head. And we don't want to promote anyone to take a 2x4. I think in WWF, there used to be a character that had a 2x4. And I think we got rid of him because it just, too much violence in there. The Cuomos are complicit. These boys, man, they're as dirty as my socks from Europe. And I got to tell you that I don't know what it will take New Yorkers to get rid of this clown. Should he have been impeached before when I ranted about it? Absolutely. New York claims to be the Mecca, the joy of the United States, with the Statue of Liberty right at its doorstep that everyone is there to see. However, you're right. These Cuomo brothers are above the law. Now, let's take a step back. He stands accused, David. He isn't convicted. And does the DA have the strength to convict or not is another story. Or is the evidence there? However, public opinion says this guy must go. But I got to say something else. You know, the left is now focusing on the right, saying the Republicans never want to oust their party people. They only say, well, they got away with it. Why shouldn't we? You know, look, accusations run rampant. And in fact, CNN, as you said, and I put the hashtag in, CNN is notorious. And the term that was coined by the former president of the United States, fake news, Donald Trump, president, isn't necessarily what CNN is trying to do. CNN is the Democratic weapon that has no other support in the world. So if the Democratic Party stops supporting the CNN, then CNN will cease to exist. There's no viewership. It has lost its power in the world, right? But the Cuomo brothers need to be ousted. Yep. And I don't know how to get it across to so many people that can vote. I can't vote in that election.
You know what, Stuart? You know what's vile? I'll tell you what's vile. Let's talk about comparisons here for just a second. Former President Trump, whether you like him or hate him, I don't care, folks. But the second there was an accusation against him, allegedly, unproven, whatever you want to call it, resignations. Let's bring in all these committees together. Impeachment. That's all you heard. All Nancy Pelosi said for 4 years was the word impeachment. You know what? I didn't know. Was she talking about a fruit, or was she just like, what the hell? Every word out of her mouth was impeachment.
Pelosi's a blowhard.
But right. But it's not just Pelosi. It's the whole party, Stuart.
Yeah, but it's the whole media network system. If you watched yesterday the press room with, I'm not even going to say her name because she's just a liar, pants on fire. And we should probably plan a rant about her.
You mean the alphabet soup lady?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, whatever.
You know, so I don't want to say her name yet because I want to plan a rant on that broad.
Okay.
But that broad ran a media room where there was one question about should the president be outspoken, and she basically played it off going, the president will announce it. I don't want to get involved in it. But no other reporter had a follow-up question. Now, conversely, when President Donald Trump was stand accused of all kinds of heinous things, and they're running, you know, every single buzz spin of snips nonstop, you know, no other reporter asked about it. Okay, that's good enough. Psaki's answered the question. He'll be in touch later. I can't comment. You know, I don't know why the media likes to favor lying.
Well, it's not lying. It's not lying. It's trying to cover up. Because look, let's be realistic. If we look at the CNNs, the MSNBCs, they're not hiding their disdain towards the Republican Party. Okay, Don Lemon goes on and on how he's got the moral high ground and not a single other Republican. You go and you look on any MSNBC broadcast, you got the Joy Behars of The View who stand up there and do the same thing. I mean, you know, the disgusting thing here is that we're not talking about one. We're talking about 11 women who've come out very strongly against Governor Cuomo.
Right.
Nothing happening. And his brother continues to defend him on air as if the guy, I mean, listen, blood is thicker than water. I'll grant you that. But come on. I thought you were a journalst. Excuse yourself.
Does anyone remember Anthony Weiner?
Oh, God. For one person, he got screwed.
He got fried.
Because of one accusation.
One. So this guy had one and goes to jail and pled guilty in 2017, right? But the Cuomos, no, I'm not resigning. Dude,
no, they're good.
I don't know how
they're
else.
Too good. Because Stuart, I'll tell you what it comes down to, and again, it's like you said, I'm a Canadian, I can't vote in New York. You're in Florida, you can't vote in New York, and there are a lot of New Yorkers who are sitting there and are saying they're against completely the Cuomo and they would like to see him resign. But there's no groundswell, like the groundswell of attacks by the media, and this is where it has to start. And of course, it won't, but it has to start with the media. The local media in New York, yeah, there's some buzz in CBS, NBC, whatever, and the rest, whatever. But really, there is no groundswell attack of Cuomo at the national and the federal level, at the federal, like it's called the national media, because it's a darling. A year ago, they wanted him to run for president. That's what they called him. He's standing up to Donald Trump. He's standing up to the Republican Party. And now you're going to have egg in your face saying, shit, we screwed up. We got to force this guy to resign.
But Governor Cuomo should have been incarcerated for the crap that he did during COVID.
He killed
thousands. He is responsible for the single largest amounts of deaths, yes, I think, in U.S. history. Correct. I think he actually tops any war. I mean, he just murdered everyone.
But the thing is, he's going to say it wasn't his fault. It was COVID. But in the meantime, he lied about numbers. He covered up about things. He's now covering up about it. Listen, I don't understand in the world of the Me Too movement. We've just, the
Me Too movement is Me Too, anything that's pro-Democrat and anything that's anti-Republican. That's the Me Too movement.
Well, but the whole thing is that where is, all these, women's rights groups that were yelling and screaming against Donald Trump have suddenly gone very silent. Nancy Pelosi and her cronies who all stood up and said, we're here to defend women, obviously have walked away because politics matter more than rights.
What about Hillary Clinton, that scumbag? That saucepan.
She's a perfect example of lie. Here's why we don't believe our politicians. But again, hold on. But we're still excusing little brother Andrew, who's okay. He doesn't have to. He has no responsibility.
Yeah, you know what? We don't have a district attorney strong enough, willing enough to go after CNN. They violated several parts of the law.
Oh man, yeah.
And you know what?
But it's media. You can't go.
They actually broke the law. They allowed him, Cuomo's brother, to mitigate this on national television, which therefore means is the national media, or CNN specifically, contributing to the Democratic Party, and it's not on the balance sheet.
Listen, I'm sorry, I kept calling him Andrew Cuomo. Chris is the younger brother, and I want to tell you something. Chris Cuomo loves to get on television and tell you how wrong you are. That if you're a conservative, you have no values. That if you're a conservative, and after what he did after going after Governor DeSantis yesterday, is just proof positive that he would rather deflect. His brother is as guilty as sin. Okay, and I get it. I would defend my sister to the nth degree and a family member. But if you're guilty, if your pants are caught down, as it would seem to be with Governor Cuomo a few times, literally, okay, then, you can't, what are you defending? And on top of it all, you used your position at CNN to get involved in these calls to actually redirect the narrative. I'm sorry. He should resign today. They should both resign today in shame. They should both walk away. They both do not deserve to be in the positions that they're in today. Folks, if you're watching CNN and if you're one of those, people who like to still watch Chris Cuomo on CNN with his failing ratings, shut the damn TV. Send a note. Blast him. Put it on social media. The Cuomos must go. Yep. That's all it is. They must both resign. They've shown positively how disgusting they are and how they want to believe they're above you and me. That's the key. They're using their power and their leverage to claim that they're above you and me. Disgusting.
David, you know what time it is?
Well, we're getting close to that 15-minute time frame.
Yep. And you want to know something? There's not much more we need to add. I said it in the brief little preview. Where's the saucepan with Cuomo's in it? I want to cook the Cuomo's.
Well,
But
I don't know.
you know,
Are you looking for a little bit of ethnic foods there, buddy? I got to tell you, but folks, I got to tell you, this is what we've been ranting about here, and this is what people are not doing enough of, and that is just expressing what the media is trying to flush.
what you know what Friday is, David?
You know what
I
we've been calling it Freeform Friday, but I got Freeform Friday. Easy for me to say, but I want to tell you, folks, we've had some really good topics and some fantastic reactions on Friday. So while we do free flow and this and that, look out on Facebook, look out on all of our accounts to see what are we going to be talking about, because it's either going to be a surprise or one of those topics that irks. Just like we talked about last time. Hey, Stuart, I talked about last Friday about athletes, and wow, what a phenomenal reaction. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you want us to talk about something, send it over. We'd love to hear from you.
Catch us on all our verticals. Catch us on our podcast. Share us, like us. We need more likes. Do we need more shares? We love you. Thanks, guys.